Trinis are taking all our US dollars. Dengue fever working group organized. And Jagdeo says one oil refinery is enough for now. Hi, I'm Noriko Beaufort, and this is Uncut News. To see news happening, send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. According to the Vice President, Trinidadians are taking all our US dollars. Trinidadian businesses are supposedly buying imports from Guyana using their foreign exchange to make payments to their suppliers. This trend might be causing the selling rate of the US dollar to increase to as high as $2.20 in local cambios. The Vice President said that one possible solution to this is to establish an interbank foreign exchange market instead of individual banks keeping their foreign exchange. Nonetheless, the Guyanese government is monitoring the situation and is ready to intervene if they deem necessary. In the past, Trinidad and Tobago nationals have bought large sums of US dollars from cambios in Guyana, causing a Forex scarcity in the local market. Gold mining has been halted in Chinese landing due to allegations of threats to indigenous Caribs as well as pollution. The Vice President could not confirm if mining would resume, but stated that the government wants to protect the villagers and their interests. The Environmental Protection Agency has conducted water quality tests, and officials have sought to interview individuals to verify claims. The Chinese Landing Village Council has called for the revocation of Wayne Vera's mining permits and the removal of miners from the village's lands. The Guyanese government plans to cultivate 1,000 acres of land for black-eyed peas and red beans by the end of the year to meet CARICOM's food security agenda. The Agriculture Minister confirmed that suitable land was found in Regions 6 and 10, and investors are ready to start the process soon. Meanwhile, in Region 5, the Ministry of Health has opened a new dental clinic at the Mahaika Health Center, which will provide dental services to residents in the area. The clinic will offer services such as dental cleaning, fillings, and surgeries, with a dentist stationed at the clinic. The ministry aims to provide more patient education to reduce the number of tooth extractions being done. The Health Ministry has confirmed 2,169 cases of dengue fever, with 239 hospitalized and 11 deaths. The Minister of Health has activated a technical working group to assess this situation and recommend measures for implementation to mitigate the impact of the virus on the public. Measures include a public awareness campaign, environmental sanitation and hygienic practices, and increased environmental and entomological measures such as fogging and home inspections. The ministry is also calling on persons to keep their environment clean and free from stagnant water to prevent mosquito breeding sites. The Presidential Commission of Inquiry, established to investigate the Mardia Secondary School dormitory fire, is scheduled to meet on Monday to decide on a commencement date for the hearings. The commission is mandated to inquire into the events and circumstances leading up to the fire, as well as the response by the authorities and actions taken to provide care and support to the injured and families of the deceased. They have about 2 months to finish their findings.
Attention truck owners. Between potholes, bad drivers, and high fuel prices, you've got 99 problems to deal with. But with Powered Automotive, your engine ain't one. That's because they stock high-quality parts and spares you need at prices you can't beat. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles, or call or WhatsApp them at telephone number 697-017. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana.
Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GT Eat is here to make your life easier. Guyana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GT Eats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today. Now for crime news. 34-year-old Anthony LaRose has been charged and remanded to jail for the murder of Dexter Horsham, who was shot dead during a dispute over a property in West Rumveld. LaRose is not required to enter a plea to the indictable charge of murder. The police had initially issued a wanted bulletin for the owner of a vehicle that used to take the man to the scene, but it was later uncovered that the owner had been out of the country for the past 2 months and had no part to play in the issue. Desan Husbands has been charged with manslaughter following the fatal Oxa fire last week. Husband reportedly armed himself with a pair of scissors and stabbed Harris multiple times after Harris attempted to stab him with a knife. Husband walked to a police outpost and admitted to the crime. He appeared in court and was denied bail. Now for today's oil update. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton criticized the Guyanese government for ignoring the plight of residents whose houses were being demolished to make way for the Vredenhoop shore base. The opposition demanded an amicable solution to the situation, while the vice president said that hard decisions have to be made in the interest of development, but promised that the government would make efforts to comfort the residents of Plastic City. This is akin to a similar situation several months ago when at least 30 homes had been demolished in Mocha after residents refused to move from a new road being built nearby. Meanwhile, Jagdeo said that Guyana only has the capacity for a single oil refinery, despite receiving increasing proposals for multiple refineries. The government is currently exploring all of its options and has set a 2025 deadline for the construction and operationalization of a local oil refinery. The nation is also considering setting up reserves similar to the strategic oil reserves in the United States to achieve national energy security and reduce the cost of refined products locally.
It might not be robbery season, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest, now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today.
Now for our Uncut News Viewers Poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it this was. Last night I asked you, how do you feel about the shakeup in the government's ministries?
But before we get to that, I'm proud to announce our latest addition to the Noble Army, Richard Singh, who is supporting us at the reporter level, the highest level of monthly support we've received so far. So thank you, Richard Singh. And also, a special thank you to David Griffith, Dion Nascimento, Project Zero, and Dimitri V. I appreciate you all. And if you're watching at home and you'd like to support our movement, just hit the link in the video description.
Tashawn Harry says, I think not just the PS, but the ministers should have a move around to learn the other ministries. Meanwhile, Randy J says, ain't it interesting at the sudden reshuffling of these departments' secretaries? Wait to see where Domlaw will end up. This government governs with absolute power. The fact that no consideration is given to the 200,000+ who voted for the opposition is interesting. It's interesting how the PPP acts as though the only people that matters are the people who voted for them. It's sick and disgusting. Randy, I feel the same at times, sadly. B Network says the shuffling of the permit secretaries is timely. They are the ones who handle the day-to-day activities of the ministries, sign contracts, and issue warrants, and with all these duties, corruption can manifest itself, since they are familiar with the system. We can reference Sharon Hicks, who once served in the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs. We need to also have the cabinet reshuffled and possibly have some of them removed, because all they do is nothing, like the ministry within the Ministry of Local Government, Anand Prasad, the Housing Minister Colin Crowell, Sonia Parag, and Kwame McCoy. I agree. Honestly, we need to shake up a lot of things around here. And finally, Mark Thompson responded to the Linden agro-processing story, saying that, according to him, the Agriculture Ministry is really doing almost nothing for Linden farmers as compared to the other regions. Pity. Now for tonight's question. I want to know, are you concerned with the increase in cases of dengue fever? Why or why not? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out on Monday for another. Until then, I'm Noriko Bullfoot saying, have a great weekend, and as always, don't drink and drive, or you'll end up on Monday's episode the hard way. Good night, folks.